Hello, Cancer. This is your August 1st to August 15th, 2015 read. For the main read, I'm using the Vision Quest Tarot by Diane S. Winter and Joe Dose, D-O-S-E with an accent mark at the end if you're looking to find this deck. And for the advice cards, I'm using the Romance Angel Oracle cards again by Doreen Virtue. I'm just feeling it for this deck right now, so I added them in. I've already shuffled the cards, so we're going to get right into it here. Okay, that's good. I'm actually going to do your advice cards in the beginning too, and I'm finding that's working pretty well. Before we go too far, I'm going to start right off with the crowning energy, which I like to start with usually. The first card I got, because I got two, was Pleasure, which is, there's flowers and water and a waterfall, and it sounds great. It's like feeling like a vacation to me. At the end, I had the urge to put out another card there just to like hone it in to see if there's anything else. And we got Joy, which is the Nine of Water. So we got the Six of Water and the Nine of Water, both showing a lot of good, happy times, good things, feeling good. This second card, especially when I look at this lady standing in the water, which I hope you can see that, it makes me really feel like you're really having a good time. You're in it. You're feeling good. I feel like there's a lot of love around you. I feel like there's a community. For some of you, it's family. For some of you, it's friends. For some of you, it's both. But you're feeling like you're right in your element. You're happy. You're secure. Things are going well. This is the overall energy for the October 1st to October 15th time frame. So, actually, at this point, it's like the very beginning of fall, isn't it? But you're loving it. You're doing great. Interestingly enough, I feel like when we go right into the October 1st time frame, I'm feeling like as you tip into it, you may be like, I'm getting this feeling like, oh my God, the summer's over. Like, I feel like that's kind of like that, like the summer's over, and I'm getting that weird feeling like there's two different energies coming in. One is kind of like the summer's over, the other is like getting ready for fall, getting ready for winter. Like, I feel like you're pulling stuff out of the attic and planning dinner parties and doing things like that, and you're like, some of you are actually going forward with like what you need to do to enjoy the fall. Definitely there's those of you who love fall, and this is just like getting ready. There's others of you who don't really care for it as much, and you're trying to, I feel like it's kind of like that summer's over already feel. Whichever side of the fence you land on here, the next card we're going into is the Nine of Earth, which, it's interesting because this card is always very, I always see like this sad face on there, almost like there's a lot. Like, and, I feel like there's a lot here. There's a lot to do and a lot to have fun with. I feel like it's depending on your perception. This is a great time. Like, there's a lot going on and a lot of good times. I feel like some of you are kind of mourning the summer in a way. I'm getting like some of you are mourning the summer, but others of you are like grabbing right a hold of this and loving life and loving the time with people. If you're one of the people who really doesn't care for the change of seasons or doesn't really like fall, aka going into winter, I would highly recommend just concentrating on the time and like parties and like the times getting together with friends and family, because I feel like there's really a lot of good things going on. The only way this would be a negative situation is if you really don't like this time of year, and you're concentrating on like what has passed. I would try my best to not concentrate on what has passed and live in the moment with the friends and family situation and enjoy this time, because it's a great time. I feel like there's a few of you who are just kind of like mourning the summer, and to be honest, I'm not a Cancer, but sometimes I find myself doing that, where I'm just like, I like spring, I like summer, I'm one of those. So this is a good time of fall, though. This is a good time for you. I feel like there's a lot of good things, a lot of fun. And I would just really, especially the first 7-8 days, especially, good times, people around. I do see, like, around you, like, This is interesting because I'm feeling like this is how this goes. Those of you who might be mourning the summer, I feel like there's somebody around you that's kind of has like seasonal depression, and they're already kind of like bothered by the change of the seasons. I feel like that might be, for some of you, there might be people around you who don't really care for the change, and they're kind of bummed out, and you're kind of feeling their sadness. We have 3 cards here for the environmental around you, and they go in succession, but in this situation, I'm actually getting that there's 3 different people all connected to you at this time. So I don't feel like it's a progression of events. I feel like it's denoting 3 different people. I feel like you have one person who's really not into the change of seasons. I feel like you have 2 other people who are kind of different. Like, it's almost like there's this group of people, and there's a mediator, there's someone who doesn't like the change, there's someone who loves the change. It's kind of weird. And if you have a big group, I'm thinking there's probably a few different people who fit this. I'm very much getting a blonde woman with curly blonde, longer hair with this, which is interesting. So for somebody out there, I'm wondering who. If you feel free to comment below if you know who this person is. But I'm feeling like there's this mediator energy, and it makes me feel like it's a very nice person who's strong, but who doesn't come across as physically strong, but is very emotionally strong and can definitely hold their own. But they don't buff forward. I don't know how to explain that. They don't push forward like a physical strength, but they have a definite emotional strong footing. And I'm thinking that might be why I'm getting this blonde woman, because I'm seeing like she's very strong, but she doesn't look like she could take you down. She could, but she doesn't look it, if that makes sense. That's what I'm getting with this person. The person over here, this person I feel like you're going to identify with, it's kind of a whiny energy with it. I'm also kind of getting that this isn't new. Like, it may seem like it has something to do with the season. It really doesn't. Like, this person's kind of whiny. So if you know who this person is, that's who that is. And then I feel like this is more of a parent figure. I'm getting more like an advisor, a parent, somebody who's either that or like, for example, I have a sister who looks out for everybody. That type of person. Like, one of those people who always looks out for everybody. So I'm kind of feeling, personally, I feel like this is kind of general, but this may make more sense to you in accordance to this situation, because I feel like if you get bummed out in around the first, like I'm getting like first, possibly second, if you get bummed out in that time frame, I feel like it's because you're too connected to the whiner. So I hope I hope that's not too harsh, but that's what I'm getting. But then the other 2 kind of jump in, and they're just like, no, come on, let's have a good time. Look how, like, I feel like it's still beautiful outside. There's a lot to do. There's people having parties. There's people having, I feel like it's like end of summer get-togethers, and I only do this because summer's actually over, but I feel like it's end of summer get-togethers. Like, the weather's really nice. Let's have a cookout. Let's go and hang out by the fire. Let's, go up to camp. Let's go hang out wherever you would normally during the summer. I feel like that's still going on, and like it's kind of like saying goodbye to that time of year, but it's a good time. And if you just concentrate on having the good time, you're going to have a great time. I almost feel like also in some cases these 2 people are going to kind of like keep this person under control. And I feel like they're just, not mean. It's not mean in any sense, but they're just going to be like, come on, let's have a good time. Like, come on, don't be so negative. Like, I feel like that's what's going on. These 2 people are close. These 2 people work together. I feel like they're working together very strongly. And there's a lot of, like, these are people you trust. So these people you definitely trust. I feel like this person's also part of this clique. And they may be a little bit whiny. I think that might be their normal thing, but it's definitely somebody, it's not like they're a bad person, it's just like they may be a little pessimistic here and there. Like, it may be like every few weeks they're a little pessimistic, Look into that as you wish. I think we've got enough of the environmental, because I feel like we should go more along with your line now. As we go forward, as we go closer to the 15th, it's funny because I feel like I'm almost getting like this transformation. I feel like we're going, like, I feel like fall or whatever that is in this situation. Like, I'm getting for some people, it's either education or business, probably more business for most people, but in some cases, education, like, some project or something kind of intensifies, and it takes your attention away from what you want to do, and it moves it more into what you need to do, if that makes sense. And that's closer to the 15th, and I feel like things get a little more less fun and more practical closer to the 15th. It's like there's things that need to be done, you realize you need to do them, and you get into that. I'm getting that's more what this card is talking about. I just feel like it's things you don't really, it's not first choice. I even feel like when it's obligations you need to do, I feel like it's maybe some things you put off to the side or have kind of been like hemming and hawing and procrastinating about that are coming back into the fold, and it's just time to do them. You do have more time for your loved ones. This card is just jumping all over the place. And it's turning, which makes me feel like it's not only about a romantic person. I feel like it's like, I mean, clearly these two people are kissing, but I feel like it's like you can enjoy life during this time more than you currently are, which this is in the future, so. But it's warning that you can definitely, like, I feel like this is almost like a precursor, like when this time frame comes into effect and you start pushing things to the side and saying, I'll do them later, if there's a way you can do piece by piece, or if there's like, I feel like it's not just one thing. If there's more than one, and you can maybe do one or two now, like, it's like, I feel like this is saying you can like kind of balance this out through this time frame and enjoy more by getting things done. Like, instead of procrastinating, doing them, like, not everything. Like, a couple things you can push to the side. And, for example, if there's 7 things, maybe you can move, like, 5, possibly 6, 5 would be better, to the side. Like, do 1 or 2. And then, like, you know, maybe the next day or two, do 1 or 2 more. Just so like, you kind of lessen the burden when the due dates come closer. A good thing I like to do personally is, like, I have reminders on my phone. I actually will set appointments, and I won't let myself dismiss that appointment until I've either done it or, like, for example, if I set it for this morning at 9 o'clock, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm like, if I do it later at, like, 3 o'clock, I can still do it and still be fine, then I'll move it back, like, till 3 o'clock, or maybe even, like, 1 o'clock, and then allow myself to snooze it till 3, and then make myself do it at 3, that type of thing. Completely up to you how you handle that, and naturally, if you don't want to, that's completely up to you, too. But the advice with this card is, like, if you it's just, I can't hold on to this card. If you keep it, the way this card keeps, can I pick this up? Okay, I think I know what we're saying here. I'm feeling like tasks that you don't want to do. For example, if there's 3 tasks and there's multiple pieces to each task, like just randomly doing pieces of them, randomly setting them up. Like, for example, if it's a work situation, when you get to work, just do like a really easy quick part, or set pieces up here and there now and then, and just save them to the side, and just don't spend any more than 5 or 10 minutes on them if you don't have to. And as you get closer, you're going to be surprised how easy it is to do them. And I think that's what I'm getting from this. Like, when you procrastinate or feel that need to procrastinate, do something with that project for like just 5 to 10 minutes, and then step away from it. Like, every time the procrastination comes, like, just do 5 to 10 minutes worth of work on it and step away. And by the time you have to do it, like when the deadline comes really close and you're like, oh boy, you're going to be shocked how easy and effortless it really is. Like, I feel like you can set up success to where when you're like, all right, I got to do this, and then you're like, oh, that's right, I did this, and I got that set. And you know what I mean? Having these little pieces, like just taking 5 to 10 minutes each time, if you're allowed to. I mean, it's a general read. You have to evaluate this for yourself. For example, if you're reading a book, read a couple pages. If you're doing a project, like, set up the small pieces so they're just ready to go when you're ready to go. That type of thing. If there's things you need to learn, like if you're working with Excel or something like that, maybe just reading up or looking up how to do a couple different processes real quick that only take like 5 to 10 minutes, and just making a mental note, hopefully writing something down for you to come back to later so you can go right to it when you're ready to. I feel like that will cut down on frustrations a lot. And I'm noticing this card isn't like flying out of my hand now, so I'm thinking I finally got it. So hopefully that helps you. So overall, for this whole time frame, it's a great time, and I feel like they're pushing that forward strongly. Like, it's a great time for you. Don't get caught up in negativity. Realize this is a good time. It's a good time for family and friends. If you just, like, don't get caught up in the negativity. If there's people around you who are a little negative, there's more people around you than that are not, that are really supportive and uplifting. Stick with them. Enjoy what you can. When the need to procrastinate comes around, you know, build your foundation. Just like take 5 to 10 minutes, put something in, and get it going forward, so you can come back when you have to come back to it and you have to handle it. You have like this stockpile of like treasure, for example, that you can cash in and move forward and finish it off. Like, it's all taken care of. I feel like when you get closer to the 15th, that's the only bump you might hit. But if you plan well and just like take those 5 to 10 minutes here and there and just set it up for success, it won't be that big of an issue. Of course, I always welcome your comments or questions. Go ahead and put those below. Or if you'd like a personal read from me, go ahead and email me at jamesforastral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you for watching.